welcome to LOA Today. I'm Walt Thiessen. With me on the show today, Debbie G and Neo Positivity. This is your daily dose of happy. We are so happy you decided to join us today. And 3 have become 4 today because we have a really special guest today. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. It may sound like I am, but I'm really not. Because this is like Debbie G's best friend. And that makes it very special. So I'm not even going to do the intro. I mean, how can I introduce somebody else's best friend? She's got to do it herself, right? So Debbie, you got to take over here. Tell us who Josie is.
Well, Josie is a lot of things. She's amazing. She's creative. She's one of the best channels I've ever heard in my life. She channels Archangel Gabriel. She has this show called Drama to Dharma. It's amazing. Josie is the CEO of Advanced Therapeutic Services, where my son was treated. And it's an amazing facility out in Rancho Mirage, California, with an amazing staff. I mean, it's just, they are the cutting edge of recovery, which is really one of the most exciting things that I've ever seen. Josie's the cutting edge in the industry, period. When it comes to how the industry standards, things like that, she's on all of the boards. It's just an amazing thing. Plus, she also has Recovery View, and you may have seen her show right here on Spirituality Gone Wild, Recovery View. And it's a journal she's had for 10 years, where all of the authors and beautiful authors and people from all over the recovery industry give their input on many different subjects. And she covers all topics. Nothing is taboo. And that is the exciting part about your work in recovery, Josie. But beyond that, she's also one of the most incredible people I know, period. I love you, Josie. I'm so grateful that you're here.
Well, thank you, Debbie, for inviting me and introducing me to Walt and Neo Positivity. I love that name.
Isn't that a great name?
It is. I thought first she said Neil, and I thought, okay, but when I saw Neo right now, I'm like, wow, that's even better. So talk about law of attraction. That's perfect.
And the best part is Neo is his real name. That's not an assumed name. That's his given name.
Oh, that's his real name. Yeah. Is Positivity your real name, or you added that?
Oh, you're muted again, Neo. Oh, you're still muted. Even though you unmuted, we don't hear you. Not sure what that's all about. There you go. What was that? Say something.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that works.
There you go.
Other equipment seemed to picked up my audio since we were just talking 6 minutes ago. But no, that Positivity was part of me. You know, it just wasn't part of my government name.
Yeah.
Government didn't know I was going to be this positive. They definitely didn't set me up to be this positive. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you did that yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Good thing. But Josie, I mean, your resume is really quite impressive, and I was impressed and intrigued by how you take some very interesting alternative approaches to the therapeutic stuff that you provide. And we're actually in the middle here of doing something that ties into a question that I want to raise about it, because behind the scenes, listeners don't know this yet, but we've been talking behind the scenes about doing some Power of 8 type stuff along the lines of what Lynn McTaggart talks about in her book. And I'm wondering, have you ever used that kind of thing, the Power of 8, with your therapeutic services?
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
I'm not sure what that is.
Oh, it's basically taking a group of 8 or more people to come together and use the power of their group intention to help people. Lynn uses it mainly. She's a registered nurse who discovered this kind of by the by in her career, and she now does it permanently. It's one thing that she does all the time. She runs weekly meetings in which people from around the world, now it's like thousands of people, gather to send healing vibes to help somebody who has a terminal illness or a severe chronic condition of some kind. And they produce some really interesting results.
I guess I used to call those like a dreaming, like a dreaming circle or an intention circle, something like that, where we would have like mastermind circles, different things like that. So you would do the same, but with the power of 8. So you do 8 in a circle and have an intention and then send it to the universe, and then it'll come back with that much more energy, something like that.
Yeah, and I guess the reason for the Power of 8, that's the name of her book, is the Power of 8. And she found that 8 is like the minimal number to really have a massive impact of helping somebody else. So that's where that came from.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we've done that type of work. It just wasn't called the Power of Eight. So, with addiction and mental health is what my specialty. I've been working 30 years, my whole career in the field. And so we do have, of course, we're CARF accredited, we're state licensed, we use, evidence-based treatment, but then we have the spiritual work as well. And it's kind of like people say they feel at home when it's very special. And we, I'd like to say that we love our clients through their healing, and they, they find it for a while, and sometimes they'll relapse or they'll stop taking their meds if they're a behavioral health client or whatever, but they're always welcome to come back. The doors are open for them to come back and just join group again. So we do really good work, and it's all outpatient, so it's nice. And we do telehealth as well, but we've been open the entire time of COVID, so we've been very busy. And now we're in network with most insurance companies, and now we're going to be starting to take Medi-Cal starting the 1st of December. So I'm excited about that. So that's my career, my passion. And then, as Debbie said, I've always been very intuitive and spiritual and religious as a young child. And so through the last 20 years, I've really come to knowing my purpose and my relationship with the angels, and embraced it, which was something that was kind of hard to do when you're, in a owning treatment centers or owning programs. And it's like people would say, what, you channel an angel? When do you do that? And I'm like, well, I do that at night. But no, just kidding.
I channel in my spare time, but really,
my spare time, the church now. But to be honest, the law of attraction is one of the biggest keys that helped me back then. Because I was raised Catholic and I was raised Seventh Adventist. People just have to know I was very conservative. So I had no idea of anything. So sometimes Debbie will even say, do you know this person, that person? I'm like, no, not really. I don't. But I know Ellen G. White. No, I'm just kidding. Ask me which pope in the saints, I'm there. But everybody else, I'm a little like, but it's all evolved. So 20 years ago, I went up to Mexico with a group to Teotihuacan, and with Miguel Ruiz and his group, and we did this whole beautiful opening of my spirit when I was on that, when we were up in the pyramids. And after that, I came back, and a girlfriend of mine, who's one of my best friends as well, Denise, she introduced me to The Secret, because it's come out. So around that time, I was doing my work, and so Secret had come out. I don't know how long ago that was, but that's somewhere in my journey over the last 20 years. So when The Secret came out, I loved it, and I resonated with it, and I thought that's the first time I'd ever heard all of that kind of stuff, but I loved it. I just read the book, and I just started doing it, manifesting, writing stuff, couldn't get enough. And then I said, there's got to be more. So then she introduced me to Abraham Hicks, and oh my God, then I'm obsessed with Abraham. So I just have to say, whenever I'm in like a weird, funky mood, I don't care. I'll just go back to Abraham and I'll listen. I'll just do a rampage of of all of that. And but I resonated as soon as I heard Abraham's voice from Esther. I felt at home with that. And that's when I started the whole being open to the channel. That helped open the channel. So when I channel Gabriel, people have told me that they've actually they've connected with their higher self as well. So I think it's something that I'm on a law of attraction show, where I believe that the law of attraction brought me here. I know that's true, because I just kind of got rid of all those old beliefs. I always knew that if I put something out to the universe, I would get it back. And in churches, they say stuff like that. There's a golden rule. There's all these things that, say about, what you give is what you receive. And it's so true when you're looking at it from a law of attraction standpoint. And I get caught with, forgetting that, of course, we're human. And I know when I'm in a tailspin, when I'm, swirling down from everything. And then I just have to, then go back into where I'm doing my law of attraction work and the positivity work. And with COVID, it was a pretty tough time, because my husband had cancer. I ended up with a lung thing. So I knew I was down the opposite of my law of attraction. You know what I mean? I was starting to head down that medical path.
Right.
And then with COVID, law of attraction, the entire planet was all about being sick. Right. So everything was about, we were going to die if we walk out. We could die if we go to the grocery store, for goodness sakes, you know. So all the fear for the last 18 months about dying from a disease or from an illness called, you know, coronavirus or COVID-19. I mean, talk about law of attraction with illnesses. So people are dying from cancer, dying from, I mean, it's just a whole thing. So I had to just stay at home, tell myself, what am I going to do? How am I going to, and I just put all that away. I stopped watching the news. I imagined that the world was healed, imagined that this is going away. So I just see the world as healthy. I see the world as healthy. Right now I'm looking outside my window. Usually I have a backdrop, but I thought during the day, I don't do a show during the day. My view is beautiful. And I'm saying that in the most humblest way. I've got a lake with the golfers right there, and I've got the San Jacinto Mountains.
Oh, that's rough. That's really rough.
Oh, it's beautiful. And this is law of attraction. I didn't even know I could live in such a beautiful place in my entire life. And then I came here to rent a place just randomly so I could I was writing my book, and I never left. That was 4 years ago. It just happened. I'm just closing escrow on my house December 1st. I didn't think it was possible that I could ever live in such a beautiful, I feel like I'm in heaven. Every day I just thank God, and I thank the universe for putting me here, because I never want to leave. Because I've lived in like inner cities. You know, I was raised in Loma Linda, San Bernardino, Inland Empire, you know, which is okay. But then when I was used to smog. The sunsets, you know, would change depending on how much smog we had, you know. And then for years, I didn't even know I had mountains around me, you know.
Where did they come from? Oh my God.
Oh my God. I didn't even know it. Oh, that's Big Bear. What is that? I had no idea there were even mountains around me, you know, when I was a kid. So, but you know, from a law of attraction, we can go anywhere. And that's what I love about it. That's what I love about the topic, is that we literally can make our dreams come true when we're in alignment. And I believe that. Yeah.
Actually, we've been kind of expanding the term LOA. LOA also means living our abundance on this show. So
I love that. Living our abundance. Yeah. And in the most humble way, right? I live my abundance right now. That's what I'm looking out my window, just, you know, in a beautiful way, that we can all have it. You know, we can all have whatever it is that we want. Now, some people this is not their dream. But if their dream is the beach, right, to live at the beach or to live in the mountains or wherever their heart desires, I believe it's true.
Absolutely. Of course it's true. That's the way life works. We just have to believe it. That's all.
That's all. We just have to know it. It's a knowing, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's a knowing.
I want to pop in because I want to, oops.
No, go ahead.
Can I
took a bunch of time.
Okay. Yeah. Well, here's what I wanted to point out to everybody. So,
and I'm also in my 50s, so that's the fan. Sorry.
Josie, David Strickle, and I. So Josie and David Strickle are a day apart, the Stream of David. It was so funny because Josie and I met David at the same time. It was awesome at the Mystic Mixer. Right. Yeah, we did. And we did that event with Lee McCormick. Remember that event?
No, but you know where we met him? We met him in that little speakeasy.
Yeah, I know. The speakeasy was great. It was great. Yeah, the Mystic Mixer was awesome. So, like, Josie and I, oh my God, Josie and I have manifested the craziest stuff. Like, we've been roadies for Great White, the band from the 80s, and Leon Hendricks, Jimmy's brother. Look, there's this, she is the manifesting queen. I can promise you this. And this is why I say this. When you want to follow somebody who is killing it out there, you want to follow people that are actually doing it. That behind her is not fake. That is her house. That's not a pretend image.
I was thinking and you can see my house. I just wanted to look at my view. Yeah, usually I'm up
Yeah,
against
you
the
can.
wall.
Yeah, you can't see it. Yeah, you're up against the
That's
wall.
what
You can't see
here
your house.
talking about my house, and then I've got it right behind me.
So yeah, it's some cool stuff, man. Like she and I have manifested some stuff. Like we had a slumber party with our rock star buddy Keith one night. Remember that with Karen? Oh my God. So they're channeling angels with this dude, and he's a full-blown rocker. He took over for Sammy Hagar in Montrose. Like it was crazy. We are taking
And you guys
Josie and I.
Where was your husband during all this? My husband, I always invite him. He never wants to come out.
He doesn't want to go, but Jim did go. Jim did go when I eloped, which was great because Jim gave me
he
away.
went with us to Vegas. That was funny.
Yeah, that was completely awesome. So yeah, we love that. Josie, of course,
He
was
won't
there.
go with me
But
to be dirty.
yeah, right. So yeah, one of the things about Josie that you guys are probably already picking up on is her ability to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
She has fun. She has fun in everything she does. And one of the things, Josie, wait until you hear. What is our favorite thing to do to have fun? So I want us to think about this. Today is a full moon. Today is a day that you release the things that no longer serve you. And you really step in. You see what you want your life. You look not what's missing in your life, but you quantum step into the life that you want. Every night you go to sleep for the next 5 days, think about, just see yourself, feel it, see yourself in it. But the other thing when you're awake is play. And Josie's the queen of playing. Totally. We were just at what did we go for Nolan's birthday?
Oh, we went to for my grandson's birthday. We went to the water park, the Great Wolf Lodge, right? Great Wolf
It was
Lodge.
crazy fun. Oh my God! Like even the rooms are like little cabins.
Yeah,
it was great. But so it's play. And I also brought this up because Josie. Well, we all know what Neo does. Neo, what do you do to play?
He does some crazy play.
Well,
it's nuts.
I fly a lot, whether it be my paramotor where I'm in the air or an RC airplane. And I fly a lot. Other than that, I'm like daddy daycare all day. I do a lot of videos. That's like live streaming is like my funnest thing to do. I just love doing that. So I do it as much as I can.
You have children? Are you daddy daycare? You have children or?
Nah, I got my 3-year-old. And I'm
retired. How precious.
Yeah, I'm retired.
I love the babies. I'm a grandma, so I love the babies. I'm sure your mother must just love him.
It's daddy daycare. I wake up to him and go to sleep to him every night, and it's a beautiful thing.
There's nothing better.
Yeah,
it's blessed.
Learning. I didn't know really the law of attraction when my kids were younger, and what it's brought me as far as meditation and appreciation for life and trees and nature. Applying that and learning, watching him, it's just been my zen. That's my everything, Yeah. So I always said watching a 3-year-old put on a jacket is a beautiful thing. Put on a winter jacket, they realize things. They're like, oh yeah, and it's beautiful. And I get to do that every time I watch. Every time I look at him, I get to see him learn something new. So you know what? I guess that would be my fun.
Absolutely.
Because I'll do that over flying any day.
If I could have my grandson with me 24/7, Debbie knows this, that's all I would do. I literally just stare at the kid all day. And everything he does amazes me. He's just so amazing.
Well, kids are amazing. They have a lot to teach us.
Oh my goodness. I didn't feel that way about my kids growing up. I'll just admit it, because I was stressed, that was whatever. I was a stressed mom. I had young kids. I was working. I worked a lot, too much, probably. And so now with my grandkids, I don't want to be that grandma that works all the time. Because, I remember, I'll never forget when I was on the phone with somebody, could have been Debbie. I don't know. It was a business person. Anyways, a business call. Probably wasn't Debbie. And my grandson was right there. And he said, he almost started crying. He says, Nanny, what happened to your voice? Oh, I told the person on the phone, I've got to call you later. And I changed my voice. I said, because I'm not using my nanny voice right now. And it's really upsetting my grandson. Because he didn't know what happened to Nanny. He's like looking at me like, who's that and what's she saying?
Which voice are we getting right now? That's what
I'm curious.
This is my Josie voice, but I had no idea. That was when he was 3. I think he was probably about 3 or something, 3 or 4, when they just really know things. And when I'm on a business call, I have a different voice. I'm like talking contracts. Like first thing I thought when you put LOA, I thought, okay, letter of agreement. Again, that's you know what I mean? So I'm like, so I'll be negotiating things or da 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 da. That's my business voice. I'm literally a CEO, and so I do contracts and all that stuff. And I mean, I'm pleasant when I talk to people, but I'm professional as well. Here right now, I'm being myself. I'd say this is how I talk all the time. But with nanny voice, that's like baby. I mean, like literally, when he was 3, that I have a little baby, a baby voice. Now that he's 6, I'm tapering down on that baby voice with him because he's getting bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it comes out and he loves it. Only when I'm with him alone, he likes that. But if we're at school or something, I can't have the baby voice with him.
Of course not. Of course not.
Of course not.
It's funny how those things change as they get older. It's just an
They
amazing
do.
thing.
But that is a wonderful thing.
I have a question. Who knew about the law of attraction first between you and Debbie?
Oh, I don't know. Debbie, when
I don't know.
When the law of attraction.
When The Secret came out?
Yeah.
2000, was that 8 or 9?
I think it was 7.
10? Was it 8 or something? So around 8 or 9.
Actually, I think it actually came out 2006.
Oh, 2000.
No, I was gonna, yeah.
Yeah, 2006.
I would say that it must have been. I would say then probably 2007, 2008. We've been at the same time, just exactly. I know that.
I learned about
You guys were friends before you knew.
No.
No. We met afterwards. We met about 4 or 5 years ago. 5. Yeah, going on 5. Yeah.
As soon as we met, we were just like, fast friends.
I woke up one morning and I heard this call, seriously, that I needed to go to the desert and meet Joan of Angels. Dr. Joan Handgarter.
Yeah.
This is no joke. And in fact, that day I took a picture, which it's on my Facebook and I have it in my phone. Always, I took a picture in the sky of a cloud that is very defined as an angel. When I was at Joan's, Josie came over and I had been like rubbing Joan's feet for some reason, or her back or something. She's older, and Josie comes in and spirit tells me that I need to rub Josie's feet, and I'm like, what? So what? I don't know this woman.
Yeah.
Wait. It was a trip. And then she channels, and then she starts channeling.
But this, but people always ask how we meet, so we have to tell that story. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's right. I rubbed her feet. She loved me.
I wasn't going to go to Joan's house, and then she
texted my
friends over, and I'm, all right, well, what the heck? I'll just
go.
It's like half hour out of my way to go on my way home. No, so I go to her house, and there's Debbie and the girls, and then she's rubbing, and I sat there and I said, well, you're giving foot massages. Why don't you massage my feet? I am tired. I just got off work. I barely met this woman. I have never, ever had anybody massage my feet if they're not.
And I heard from spirit to do it.
I've never, ever. That's the one and only time in my life I've ever done that.
Look, I don't even know what to say. Well, what's even funny? I know we've been best friends ever since, and we're all the same age. David, and I are all the same age. That's the kick in the butt.
We have the same,
And well, you two are a day apart in birth. I mean, it's literally just amazing. And one of the treats that Josie,
you and I are a month apart in birth.
We're 1 month apart. Yep.
We're 1 month apart. Me. I'm younger.
You're the old lady? Oh my God.
Okay. Yeah. No. We still hang out with rock stars. We hang out and have fun. We still go to concerts.
We both like the same music growing up, so.
That's pretty cool.
The same bands.
Oh yeah, completely, totally. I mean,
Southern California bands. Hardly anybody's ever born in Southern California and raised in Southern California. So we were both born and raised in Southern California.
And not far from each other. I was in Diamond Bar. She was in, was it Redlands? Yeah. So we looked at the same mountains. It's just kind of cool, to the way the universe lines up, but it's all law of attraction. Some of the funnest things we've done together that I loved is the Tony Robbins Critters. Raise your stand.
Before you go there, I got to ask you something, because you said one of the first things she did was channel. I got to hear that story. You can't just throw that out there. And
She's a channeler. She is. Okay. When Josie gets a message from Gabriel, this is some stuff. Okay. So Gabriel, and I know Gabriel wants to talk because I just know he does. And I'm telling you, Y'all just need to, if you've got a question for Gabriel, bring it up. When she was sitting there and she started channeling, you just have to experience Josie in person. It's there's this energy that happens, and you'll get it right here, right now. And just like when she's doing Drama to Dharma, which will be on this Sunday night with Sherry Myers, by the way, just thought I'd throw a plug. But the channeling, this is where Josie relaxes and allows the energy of Archangel Gabriel to come through. And she is used as a vessel for this. And she's been doing it a long time. She's also writing a book. So this is all exciting. But yeah, so the channeling for Josie, why don't you tell them what it's like to channel?
Oh. Well, I just move out of the way, basically, and Gabriel will come through and speak through me. So I just, the way, he explains it is I just kind of, I'm awake when we do it. So I don't like go into a trance. I mean, I must go into a trance. I'm not sure. But anyways, he speaks. I allow him to speak through me. Basically, I open up. I have enough. And the way he explains it is that my entire life I've been asking questions. So, you ask a lot of questions. I've been asking a lot of questions about God or, love. And I didn't believe all the things that they taught me growing up. So I was constantly asking questions. And the angels were always there answering for, so they've always been with me. And
which
so
is
Gabriel
cool, by the way.
and I are in, yeah, thank you. Gabriel and I are in perfect alignment, is what he's saying. So, and yeah. And he's the only entity that, okay, he's fine with entity. But it's true, entity that I channel, and as an open vessel, you can channel a lot of things if you want to, or whatever people can, do. There's a lot that can be done, but I have an agreement that I'm only going to channel Gabriel. That's just what he does. He has humans everywhere doing everything, but I'm just like Gabriel, that way it's not, I don't worry about that there's going to be some other thing coming through or whatever, that was just something one of my concerns, okay, if you're an open channel, what does that mean? I mean, we all have the capability, of course, to do any of these things. But for me, it was, it's definitely a sacred experience.
So I'm kind of thinking from the perspective of somebody who's experiencing you while you're doing it, because we've experienced David Strickle here on the show, and it's pretty clear. Yeah. I mean, he kind of makes a little shift, and then the stream says we are here, and you can pretty much tell it's a very different experience going on. So I'm wondering, is it what differentiates it with you? How do we know who we're talking to?
Do you want me to channel Gabriel?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that for a few minutes.
I could do. Would you guys like me to bring Gabriel in? Okay.
Yeah.
With the angels, you always have to give permission. So they don't come unless they're welcome.
Oh, very welcome.
Yeah. Okay, good. Good afternoon to everybody who is here and listening to us and feeling our energy. It is us, the realm of Archangel Gabriel, with others that are here with us, of course. The message that we would like to share with you, if you allow us to speak freely, we say, is with your topic of law of attraction. Josie she asked us before last Sunday for our show, what topic do we do, Gabriel? And we said, law of attraction, align with your dreams. She marketed law of attraction, align with your dreams. She had moved the time and she forgot about the show. We're just, Josie's going, thank you for sharing. And so here pops up this morning a reminder that she's going to be on the Law of Attraction podcast. And we said, yes, Josie. You were supposed to do this on last Sunday, and now we're going to do it on this Friday because it is imperative that the humans understand the importance of aligning with who you are and your dreams, especially during this time of transition, of evolution of the planet. So release any thoughts that do not serve you If there is something, you all know this, but we are reminding you. We are reminding you. If you hear things over and over again, it's because you need to hear them over and over again. And what we are going to say to you is that if there is something that you do not want, then do not think about it. Do not write about it. Do not speak of the words, and switch immediately to what it is that you do want in your life. And you say, that's simple. Yes, it's simple. It is very simple. All of it is. And it's imperative during this time of this week and all the planets shifting and the eclipses going on and the moon, all the stuff that's happening. There's a lot happening in the non-physical realm. So we want you to get the best of it, because it is the time of manifestation. Manifestation goes both ways. So remember that. So it's the time to manifest. So put what you do want. Do not bring in what you do not want. At least for a week. For this week, try to catch yourselves. If you're thinking about or watching the news or talking about something and complaining about something or whatever it is that does not feel good in your spirit, you're not in alignment with it, it makes you nervous. Get rid of it if you feel nervous about it. Think about something else that makes you happy. Think about that beautiful child. Think about what it is that brings you joy. That was the topic for last Sunday. And so we thank you for inviting us to speak with you here. And
fabulous.
Love you dearly.
Fabulous to talk to you.
Yes, if you have a question for us while we're here, you may ask.
Sure. We'll keep it down to one question each, so we don't go too long on this, because this is fun, but it's also fun talking to Josie. But the question that I want to ask is, if we like you talked about, it's very easy to get distracted away from that with which we would normally align. And so I'm looking for ideas on, once we've caught ourselves, once we've recognized that we are not focusing on what it is that we most enjoy, what we most like, what we most want, what's the easiest way to get back?
Switch. Josie uses the word switch. It's easy. Switch your thoughts. And you might say, it's use switch, change. You could say, oh, I'm going down the rabbit hole again. What can I think of that is going to bring me back in alignment quickly? Because you're human. You are going to, if you did not get distracted by all the things that happened, you would not be human. You would be here with us. Everything that you see is giving you information so that you do know what you want, of course. You've heard that. So it's okay, all that, but switch to go back into where you want to be. It all has its purpose because it comes at you.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's good.
Quickest way is to change the subject.
Neo, Debbie, anybody want to ask something?
You know what? I'm going to pull JB's question because I know he really wants to get this in.
Good idea.
He says he accidentally slipped. He believes he accidentally slipped into channeling the other night. He says, I was meditating and words came out of my mouth that I weren't in control of. While at the same time, I heard a voice. He said the voice told me I need to start recording this channeling. What would you say to JB?
Absolutely beautiful, JB. We say, if you haven't already, to write down things. We want you to write. We want you to allow us to write through you so that you can feel comfortable with who it is that's speaking through you. So allow us to write. Free write is what we call it, to free writing and journaling without your thoughts, without yours. Just have a conversation with us with the pen. And then we will tell you who we are and you will feel much more comfortable with it. And we thank you for being open enough to allow us to share ourselves with you.
Very good. That's beautiful. Well, thank you for the visit, Gabriel. We really appreciate it very much.
We love you.
I have one.
Oh, you got one, Debbie? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Debbie's rocking.
Here she goes.
Angel Gabriel, I love you.
We love you dearly.
My isn't really a question, more of a request. If you could tell, if Gabriel could please tell us, what is the book that is being channeled through Josie? What is that going to be about?
The book is the messages coming forth from us as we are now speaking to you. We have many things that she has written that comes from the divine, if you will, that comes from our energy. There will be new information in there that you have not heard yet. There's going to be information that's going to remind you, as this conversation, of things that you already know so that you could remember who you are. The purpose of the book is to remind you to remember who you are so that you can be in alignment with who you truly are. And then Josie will have some of her stories in there because of, it's important to know how all of this came about for her and how, she's getting these messages and so forth. And we're hoping, we are, as Josie's writing it, that it will be, if you will, palatable, and it will not be too, if you will, angel ease. So, we want it to be fun. We want it to be a fun book, uplifting.
We have another question for you.
Can I get one? There you go. Go ahead.
Oh, yes. We have a question from the live stream. A Facebook user is asking, if someone isn't aligned with getting the COVID vaccine, should they not get it even if it might affect their job? That's a big question for a lot of people today.
What we have been saying regarding this, and Josie has been sharing, is to listen to your body. If your body is saying no, if your body and your being is saying no, and you're intuitive, you have an absolute no, listen to your body and make your decision. If you are doing it based on political reasons and because this or that, those things that are very third dimensional, think about that as well. If your body says no, it is a no, because some humans cannot have that in their physical body without having an effect. If it's about anger, if it's about, again, political reasons and anger, revisit that for your own life and your prosperity, which means that your body will be in alignment with it. If your body is in alignment with it, it will, the vaccine will go through the body, and you can say, have it go through the body, mutate through whatever is purposeful to my body, and the rest can go back to the universe. And you will be fine, as all other vaccines that you've gotten since you were a child. But if it's a political reason, then think about that, because energetically you're not in alignment with who you are.
Really good. By the way, the Facebook user was Debbie's honey, Joe Sliker, and he's wondering why we can't tell that it's him. Joe, I think you have to click the link in the description that says approves the communication so that we know who you are. That's probably what it's looking for. That's why we're not seeing you. But great question and great answer. Thank you very much, Gabriel. We appreciate that. Any more questions for Gabriel before we let Gabriel go and bring Josie back?
I was just going to say that it's, if you have to choose between a vaccination and your career, and you choose you're not getting the vaccination and you're giving up your career, that's a big one. But I'm 100% in agreement that the universe will make it right. I know it's tough to leave something, like me. I was a cop, 25-year career, from 20 years in, and I gotta quit because I don't want to take a vaccination. It's a big leap. It's a big leap. It's gonna be a lot going on up here. But you got help. We'll get you through whatever decision you make.
We thank you all for this time, and we love you, and we bless you. We are complete.
Thank you, Gabriel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, now I've just got the answer to my question. What's it like when Josie switches over to Gabriel? There we go.
Then it takes me a second to come back. It's like,
do you get what David? I asked David Strickle about this one time. I asked him, and actually it has become kind of a running conversation between us. But I asked him, what's it like when he comes back? He says, I'm all buzzy when I come back. Do you get that
Yeah, I get a little bit. Like right now, I just it just feels good. That's all I know. It just feels nice because it's such beautiful energy that I just feel. Yeah, I guess I don't know about buzzy. I just feel nice. I feel just like, like I can just sit here. So I guess it might be the same as buzzy. I don't know.
Sure. Hey, buzzy is whatever you think it is, really.
Yeah,
So I'm still trying to figure out what buzzy means. I'm trying to
I don't know what that
visualize.
means. So I would say I feel good. And if I do a long one, because before COVID, I started to do some that were a little bit longer and with audience and stuff, a group of people, I get hungry. And so afterwards, especially when, people are like, oh, and then they look at me and I'm like, oh, it's me again. It's just Josie. I'm like, I'm hungry. Are there any like sandwiches anywhere?
She does.
So you get the munchies from channeling. That's pretty interesting.
I do, and I get the munchies from a lot of things, but yeah, that's the problem. I tend to just love to eat good food.
Can I give you a quick tip? If you ever have the munchies and it's out of control,
Yes, tell me.
take a shot of turmeric with like whatever liquid you got. Just take a shot of turmeric.
Oh,
It's so nasty it will destroy any.
Oh, I'm gonna do that. I was cleaning through my cabinet the other day, and I have this whole big bottle of turmeric. I thought, why do I have turmeric? Now I know why I have turmeric. See,
There you go.
law of attraction. I have the turmeric out already, and you told me why. I'm sure Gabriel was trying.
Shots of turmeric bring down the inflammation in your body, actually,
nice.
so that it cleans your blood. It really, it's great stuff, but it tastes.
I'll try that this time. I will, after this, I will go and have a shot of turmeric.
Yeah, fresh turmeric, honey. Don't drink it out of the bottle.
Oh, I can't do the powdered turmeric?
Well, I suppose. Oh, I just can't right now. Can't we just eat Indian food instead?
Can I just make a nice dish with turmeric? Can I just fry up some veggies and throw some turmeric in there?
Well, of course you can.
You need a whole teaspoon. Ain't no sprinkles. You need a whole tablespoon.
So I can't like fry something and then throw turmeric.
All right.
No.
Neil, how much turmeric? What are we doing here?
I'd say a teaspoon or a tablespoon. That's what I do. I actually put it in like a little prescription thing, an old one, and then I fill it up with this strawberry banana V8 juice, and then I shake it up, and I just take a shot. Ooh, and I put a little bit more juice to get the rest that's in there, and then that's it for the day. It's amazing what it does for the body, and yeah, it kills the munchies at least for like an hour.
Nice. Yeah.
Not to mention your taste buds.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
I'm so glad we're talking about this because I've always done well when I eat. I stop eating after 5. That's my best body. That's my best time. But lately I've been eating late. And the other day I even had a midnight snack. I had my first midnight snack, and my mother was a midnight snacker. And I'm like, no, I'm not going down this road. I can't. I'm gonna have turmeric by my bed because I had my first midnight snack. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna at midnight. I'm just not seeing. If I'm gonna get a midnight snack at midnight, I'm probably gonna do it. Here's what I will tell you, Josie. This is what I know. When I do water instead, when I want my midnight snack, because I've been terrible lately. I've been doing it again too. Y'all, listen. We know how to handle our stress issues. What you're hearing is there's been a lot going on. How are you handling everything that goes on? Are you seeing old stuff pop back up? And that's kind of what I know that's true for me. But I also know, Jess, what we do is we get some water.
Yeah.
Because I'll do water in the middle of the night, but I just can't imagine myself doing the turmeric. I will do the turmeric in the morning. I got a whole thing of it in the cabinet. That is the best stuff on the planet. I tell you, it is such good stuff.
I had a midnight snack, so I don't think I'll do it again.
Yeah, Josie, I did too.
If my husband's listening, he'll be like, "Oh boy,
yeah,
when did that happen?"
Honestly, the way I look at this stuff, whenever we have these little things, I call them trip ups. These trip ups are really valuable.
Yeah,
that's the way I look at them.
Yeah,
I had a trip up earlier this week. I had an interview on Monday, and the interview was a great interview. It was with a woman from South Africa, and she's had quite the ride. It's been really a roller coaster for her. On her way back up from hitting bottom, she encountered scam after scam after scam after scam, and she was talking about all these different scams that she ran into in her life. So, of course, the next day, all of a sudden, I have scams coming into my life.
Oh, wow.
And the reason that was actually a good thing. The reason that was a good thing because that previous weekend I had kind of a rough time with my own belief. Like this stuff isn't really working out for me. And then all of a sudden the universe says, well, here's some law of attraction for you. Start paying attention. This stuff is actually working. Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess it does work. Oh my goodness.
And it works both ways the way Gabriel said.
It does. Right?
Yeah. Both ways.
So it was a reminder. It seemed like a negative event, but it was actually a reminder. Look, this stuff works.
It works. Yes. Yeah. And what Gabriel says to me is just bless the food and release it, let it go, and just, again, switch, move on, keep going.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to do it, enjoy it, go.
I always thought, people like you or David or Esther Hicks or now our Facebook user, anybody who has that ability to channel, I think you guys kind of have a leg up because, yes, I understand we all have the same ability, but you guys have, for whatever reason, been able to cultivate it to a degree that others have not been able to do. You guys have a really great advantage. You got that instant connection where you can just kind of get a question answered instantly. And
what's funny is when I don't ask, like I'll just go and just be my fun human self or my human self for a whole few days. And then I'll be, oh, Gabriel, what do I do? Well, and then he'll be like, well, we thought you'd never ask. We kind of been waiting for you to, but
what took you so long?
You knew you were having fun with all of that despair for a moment or whatever it was. But that's, again, our humanness. We can't be, otherwise we'd be with them. That's what he always says. You're human, otherwise you'd be with us.
Yeah, we did come to a world of contrast on
purpose. Being human. Yeah, it's the best part of being human because it is the contrast that evolves. If everything were perfect all the time, what would we try to change?
Being dead. That's the best answer I can think of.
We do what?
Being dead.
Oh yeah, exactly. And then it's time to go with them. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Completed everything, and
yeah, that's pretty much the state that you're in when you finally really do mean it. When you say "been there, done that," and there's nothing else coming that you want to do.
Oh yeah, that's
end of life. That's like, okay, I'm done here.
Yeah.
That's when it's time to transcend past Earth.
Yeah. Total transition time.
Yeah, then that's time to be with them.
Yeah.
Right.
Or you could just leave this vessel and literally go to another planet, galaxy,
another dimension.
It could be, or dimension. We could take that step first. I mean, in the realm of possibilities, sure. I like to leave that one open. Yeah.
I'm intrigued about the possibility. What if you could actually move to, I'll call it a dimension for lack of a better term. You move to a different dimension or to the non-physical, and then you find a way to move back here. Say, hey, I did it. I went both directions. Would anybody believe you? First of all, they'd probably lock you up. But I mean, assuming that you could be believed, that would be a pretty cool story.
Well, people that have near-death experiences, they've experienced
True.
In a way.
Yeah.
Back. Certain meditations can take you there for sure. I mean, there's the astral projection, where if you go into like a dome with all the sound, like a sound bath and like at the Tegratron dome or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. You can astral project next to, that was pretty cool. You just have to be open to it in a sense and know that you're going to come back, but like your mind can take you to beautiful places as well.
I believe that's the next big discovery we're going to have as people, to be able to transcend out and then back in, like Walt said, and really change the dynamic of Earth once we are able to do that, to travel other places.
I think it's probably already happening.
And but I mean on a common thing.
Well, if you guys, there's a guy named Burt Goldman. Burt Goldman is now about 90, and he started experimenting with quantum jumping through meditation. So he would through meditation, he would connect with the version of himself or somebody who he wants their talent, let's say a painter, Van Gogh. So he would go into this meditation and he would quantum jump and meet that person. He would quantum jump into the version of himself that he wanted to be. He wanted to change it. Now, here's the interesting part. He became a really well-known artist. He came back playing instruments. So I'm thinking to myself, well, heck, if he could do it, I'm going to try this, right? Josie, I told you, you've seen this. So I did do it. I did a meditation for piano, Liberace, or just, just imagining I went into this meditative state where I connected with the whole instrument. And I have a natural ability for music anyway. So it's not unfounded, but I've never played piano. I played guitar. I played clarinet. I came back and I sat and channeled a song now, and I recorded it. It sounds like When Time Goes By. That song long ago.
Yeah, as time goes by.
As time goes by. That's what it kind of sounds like that. It's just a bizarre thing. You can do anything y'all want to do and start playing right now with the energy. And it's a conversation. This is so awesome because Josie, we were just talking, and I saw that video, and she's like, tonight until like Tuesday, every time you go to sleep, I make the intention. I am going to wake up in the reality that I desire. I'm going to wake up in my reality that is my best and highest, whatever that might be. So if you see yourself with your stuff blinking lights out there on Hollywood Boulevard, and you're rad, and that, then see yourself doing that. You see yourself walking down Rodeo, then see yourself walking down Rodeo. Whatever it is that you want, see it. You see yourself with having whatever it is all over the globe. It could be treatment centers. It could be recovery center, not recovery. What are the things we like to do that is not recovery? Spiritual centers, going and retreat centers. I mean, not that we love you. We love recovery because you got to start somewhere.
We love recovery, but that's a whole different energy too. So
yeah, exactly. But this is the whole idea. Get your imagination in it. And
that's really good.
It's that meditation time though. And that's a really important time. When you went, see, Josie's actually really learned from some great teachers. Besides that, you've also went on a retreat with Don Miguel Ruiz, right?
Right. That's when with the group from up in Mexico, right? And then I would go. We would have different things in Tennessee, Circle of Fire and things like that I've done with them through the years.
So those are some pretty massive ways to meditate. I mean, that's like powerful.
Bonfire and stay up all night. Yeah.
Sounds
those kind
cool.
of fun things. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. It really does.
It's like, wow. Just be yourself and be one with God. It's like, woo.
Before we run out of time here, I want to throw something in here because there's something really important we got to talk about before we run out of time. Neo has a summit coming up this weekend. And it's a pretty big deal. He's got a lot of speakers lined up. He has a full docket of speakers this weekend. Neo, just give people a little idea, a little taste of what's going to be happening and how they can tie in.
Real quick, neosloasummit.com is a landing page. Basically, if me and Walt were to have a show, I consider that like bouncing like tennis, like a beautiful tennis match. We bounce ideas off each other, and every now and then they collide and birth a third idea. And we're both like, we're going to use it today. We're going to share it, give it to our families. So what would you do if you took a bunch of like-minded individuals and bounced ideas off each other, kind of like Walt's doing right now? And so that's the summit, just the best minds in the law of attraction that I can find in the world. And I put them all together. We take questions from the audience. We have lightning rounds. It's a beautiful thing. So I'll put that in chat. Neo Positivity Thoughts Become Things Summit is the name of it. It's tomorrow, Saturday, November 20th, noon to 4 p.m. Eastern time. So it's free. Step in. Josie, you're welcome. You come in. I'll bring you on the mic. We'll send you a lightning round question from the audience.
Yes, that sounds amazing. I love it. Talk about manifesting fun summit, right? Just throw it all out there. And everything that we throw out there is going to catch. It'll catch somewhere. Somebody's going to catch it. May not be us. We were talking about that the other day. We can have a thought that we don't literally, and then somebody will say, they'll watch, I had that idea. Now, this guy's a millionaire. Yeah. Just throw it out there. If you don't catch it, somebody will.
That's right. That's exactly what happens.
Energetically,
Totally.
it's awesome.
Debbie
That's really
spoke at a couple. Walt spoke at a couple. Debbie speaking tomorrow. It's going to be.
They're fun.
Great time.
They're
Yeah,
really, really
that's
good.
super fun.
Yeah,
Really,
they're
really
excellent.
inspirational, like boost morale and everything. It's amazing.
Oh, and my friend Denise wanted a link to this show. I don't know if she watched it today. She's the one who introduced me to Law of Attraction. I'm definitely going to send you that link because she will want to be part of to watch the summit tomorrow.
I will in the description for this show when I publish it as the podcast, I will include the link to Neo Summit. So anyone who's listening to this podcast recording within the first 24 hours that it gets published, get there quickly. We're running out of time here. But and I'll be happy to also share this link to you, Josie, so you can share it with your friends. So yeah, we just share links all over the place.
We just share.
Share.
I gotta pop in here, guys, really quickly. So if you want to get a hold of Josie, I put it into the chat. It's josieherndon.com. If you know anybody that is struggling with treatment or struggling with addiction and needs treatment, it is Advanced Therapeutic Services, and that is ats-.iop. I'll put it into the chat as well.
Alert from low battery.
Oh, low battery.
Uh-oh, low battery.
Drama to Dharma. What a great name for a show, everybody. Isn't that awesome? Drama to Dharma is going to be on Sunday night, and that is at 7 p.m. And this week we're going to have
U.S. guests as well on my show. That would
be fun. We'll totally book that. That's for sure. So please also go to the Facebook page, Try Angels. This is the group, Try Angels. Okay, so that's what you want to do. Join Try Angels. It's a free group. And then you can come in and you can ask Gabriel questions on Sunday, which would be super, super awesome. And please watch for the upcoming edition of Recovery View. We're going to have a really special Christmas edition come out that's going to highlight the year.
New Year's.
Or New Year's. We're going to have that's going to highlight the year. That's going to highlight all of the authors and things like that. So that's going to be another really wonderful thing. So if you're in the profession or you just really are curious about what type of options might be out there for the different types of things and that you might be facing, because everyone, as Josie told me long ago, everyone's addicted to something. Oh, so.
And some things are fun to be addicted. I'm addicted to doing this show. I've been addicted to doing this show for 9 years. And the best part is I don't have to go to therapy afterward. It is the therapy. So,
Yeah, it's just called the human condition. We all have our, unless you have perfect balance, most people have something that they might be out of balance with. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that out of balance versus addicted. That's so much better.
I do too. I like that much better. That's why I use the word recovery in my stuff versus addiction, even though, we changed addiction therapeutic services to advanced therapeutic services. Words are important.
Advanced.
Just real quick, I have a question. Did you guys notice anything different when I had Gabriel here? Did you tell?
Oh yeah.
What was the question you had asked? Yeah.
It's a very, very definite difference. From my perspective, it's the difference of a different way of forming words. Gabriel is very deliberate in the way that the words come through.
Yes.
You're just so energetic that the words just kind of come out. With Gabriel, it's like, I have a very controlled message that I'm going to give you.
Well, what's funny is, he's got that Englishy accent. And so people would ask, why the English accent? He says, well, Josie speaks English, so he's going to speak proper, and he's not speaking Spanglish. There's no Spanglish around here.
I love it. That is great.
Spanglish.
Well, I know that we speak Josie Herndon around here now. This is really great. So thank you so much for taking the time to come by and share your stuff, share Gabriel with us. That's the first time I've ever heard Gabriel channel. That was pretty cool.
Wonderful.
But really appreciate that.
And thank you for inviting me. This has been a beautiful blessing for me.
And thank you for all the help that you've been giving people around the world with your your therapeutic centers and so forth. You perform a really important service, and it needs to be acknowledged. So thank you very much for that.
Appreciate that.
And thank you, Neil. Thank you. Go ahead.
I had to jump out. I have a 5 o'clock meeting I'm late for. I love hanging out with you guys.
Well, thank you for the summit you're putting on this weekend. We're looking.
And you'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Sounds great.
See you next week. Later.
And Debbie G, thanks
Bye,
for bringing Josie to us. It's been a wonderful visit. We appreciate that as we could possibly appreciate it, as much as we possibly could. And most of all, we thank our listeners as well, because without you, we wouldn't have a podcast. We will see you all next time here on LOA Today. Goodbye, everybody.